Hey guys, today I'm going to share with you how to make Swiss steak. And this Swiss steak is made up of beef, carrots, and cooked in a rich tomato sauce. And it's cooked until it's nice and tender. And it's a classic comforting dish that's so delicious over some rice or mashed potatoes. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to get started on our meat. I have some top round steak here. I'll show you guys this cut of meat. I haven't worked with this cut of meat much, but when I did some research, I found that this was the commonly cut of meat that was used for this recipe. But just like pot roast, when it's cooked low and slow, it comes out nice and fork tender. And you could also use like a chuck steak, but the chuck steak does contain a lot more fat versus the top round is a little bit more leaner. So mine came kind of thin already, so I'm gonna go ahead and just slice it into individual portions. Okay, so I have about 6 portions that I divided it into, and I'm just gonna go ahead and grab some parchment paper just because I don't want meat juices flying everywhere. And then using the tenderizing side of my mallet, I'm gonna go ahead and pound. All right, it is looking good. And I'm just gonna go ahead and season it with some salt and pepper. The weather is getting cooler, and this is a perfect warm and cozy dish that you're gonna wanna serve to your family. It's rich, it's hearty, it's all the good things that you're gonna want this time of year. And in the evening, you're just gonna wanna change into your PJs and enjoy a bowl of this. This is the kind of dish that reminds me of my childhood. Although my parents have never cooked Swiss steak, they did cook a lot of dishes that would involve braising a meat in a delicious sauce, and we would have it over rice. And there's just something really homey about that. All right, now that I have both sides nice and seasoned, I'm gonna get going on our carrots. With any slow cooking beef, I have to have some carrots. There's something really comforting about having tender carrots in a delicious sauce, and in this case, a tomato sauce. So here I have 4 carrots that I'm gonna go ahead and slice about a 1/2 inch thick. Okay, before we head over to the stove, I'm gonna show you guys some other ingredients that we're gonna be needing. We're gonna be needing some sliced onions, some minced garlic, some beef broth, some canned crushed tomatoes, and some Worcestershire, whatever you want to pronounce this sauce. Okay, so we are ready to get cooking. Meet me over at the stove. Okay, so I have my pan heated over medium-high heat. I'm gonna go ahead and add some oil and sear the beef. Since all 6 pieces won't fit on here, I'm gonna have to sear it in batches. I've let it sear for about 3 minutes, and I'm gonna go ahead and flip the other side. And I'll let it continue to sear for another 3 minutes. Okay, so the second batch only took about 2 minutes per side to sear. It seared much faster. The brown bits you wanna leave because it'll give the sauce flavor, but some of the burnt bits, like black burnt bits, I'm just gonna scrape off and scoop them out, just because I don't want our sauce tasting burnt. Sometimes if my pan is overly filled with black bits, I'll just go ahead and rinse the pan. And I know that's a big no-no because it does, like the leave-ins do add flavor to the sauce, but if it's too much and it's like heavily burnt, I am not gonna risk my sauce tasting bitter. So now I'm gonna add my sliced onions along with the minced garlic. Season it with a little salt, and I have the heat turned to medium, and I'm gonna cook this for about 2 to 3 minutes. All right, onions are softened. Time to add the canned crushed tomatoes and the beef broth, and about a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. And as always for you guys, I always have the full written recipe in the description below if you want all the exact measurements. I'm also going to season this up with some salt and pepper. This sauce is gonna be so delicious. Nice, rich, tomatoey sauce. Now I'm gonna return the steak back to the pan. Also, you want to turn your heat to medium high to bring it to a boil. I think I might have to transfer this to a different pan. When I tested out the recipe, I use less meat, so it all fit, but after adding in the carrots, we'll see. Anyways, here is the pan juices. Okay, so once this comes to a boil, you want to lower the heat all the way down between medium low and low. And then we're gonna let this cook for about an hour and a half, low and slow. So do whatever you need to do. Clean your house, walk your dog, do your laundry, do whatever you need to do to be productive while this just kind of hangs out and cook. So I'll see you in an hour and a half. All right, an hour and a half has passed. It is looking really good already. And now it's time to add in our carrots. Just gonna get them smothered in the sauce here. Going to add a little bit more salt and pepper as well, so it's nice and seasoned. I know that this does require a lengthy cooking time, but trust me, you guys, it is worth it. So I'm gonna check this in about 30 minutes until the carrots are nice and tender. Okay, so I did take a peek, you guys. It is looking so good. So it could take anywhere from another 30 minutes to an hour, and you'll know when it's done cooking when the beef just falls apart. See how it's just kind of like breaking up and I barely have to push down? So that's when you'll know it's done. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get this ready for the taste test. Okay, you guys, it's time for the taste test. And I did want to mention that this is a great alternative from your typical pot roast or beef stew. And it's nice to kind of change things up a bit. And I usually like to serve this over rice, but you can serve it up over mashed potatoes, some crusty bread. My family loves rice, so we're doing rice today. All right, it is time. I've been waiting quite a long time for this, and I hope it is all worth it. I'm sure it is. Okay, let's grab a bite here. I don't even need a knife because it's falling apart. Cheers, you guys. The meat is just so tender. And the tomato sauce, it's so tangy and rich. It's so delicious. This is gonna be great over rice, and it does make quite a bit of sauce. So good. Okay, let's try the carrots. Can't go wrong with tender carrots. Make this for your family, guys. They're gonna love it. If you like this video, please give me a like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.